Van-based MPVs have to date failed to disguise their utilitarian roots. The Volkswagen Caddy and Caddy Life people carriers offer a rather more upmarket feel and a drive that's a good deal more spirited than most. You can have 7 seats, yet in a car that's easy to park in the tightest multi-storey and all the technology a family could want. As a compromise between relative sophistication and solid common sense, these compact Caddy people movers work extremely well.
The problem with van-based MPVs is easy to identify. It's the lingering feeling that no matter how much glazing you have around the outside, when you're behind the wheel, you'll still feel as if you're delivering pizzas. No matter how hard many manufacturers have tried to get away from the light commercial origins, these vehicles can't shake off the faint whiff of deep pan pepperoni. But if you were to lay odds on anyone to crack this thorny issue, it would be Volkswagen. With the range of increasingly sophisticated passenger cars, Volkswagen has decided to sprinkle a little of that urbane charm onto the 4th generation range of its compact Caddy people carriers, van-based MPVs that aim to be a cut above the norm. The challenge is to do so while still keeping prices in the ballpark that van-based MPV customers expect. It's a tougher brief than you might expect. No previous Caddy model has been better prepared to function like a car, because no previous model has used car-like coil-sprung suspension, older generation Caddy MPVs having shared the same van-like leaf-sprung suspension as their LCV cousins. A much more sophisticated chassis also helps, the much stiffer modular transverse matrix platform used on all Volkswagen's current Golf, Passat and Tiguan size car models. Plus there's a fresh electrically assisted power steering rack with a more direct feel. All of this is the same of course as you get with the rejuvenated current Caddy cargo van model, though the payload of this MPV version is 100 kilos lower at 506 kilograms. The engines on offer are the same as those in the Caddy Cargo, of course, too. There are 3, a 1.5-litre TSI petrol unit with 114 PS, offered with a 6-speed manual gearbox with the Caddy, and with a 7-speed DSG Auto with the Caddy Life. The latter is what we have here. Alternatively, there's a choice of 2-litre TDI diesels, one with 102 PS, only offered with that manual gearbox, and the other with 122 PS, which comes only in DSG Auto form with the Caddy, but can be had with either a manual or an auto with the Caddy Life. At the time of this test in early 2022, Volkswagen wasn't offering this MPV design with the optional 4-motion 4-wheel drive system you can get with the Caddy Cargo van. Whatever Caddy MPV variant you choose, through the bends this Volkswagen doesn't feel quite as light on its feet as some rivals, but you have to say that it's now a very complete proposition in terms of its all-round driving experience. Roll through the bends has been usefully reduced and there's a stable demeanour on faster roads, offering a feel of real confidence at the wheel. We talked about the ride quality, while complementing that now is more direct steering and a typically well-weighted manual gear change, along with well-judged pedal weights. We mentioned the improved steering, and if you've tried a previous generation Caddy, you'll notice that even more in town, where the required steering angle when manoeuvring is now much reduced. It now takes just 2.5 rather than the previous 3 turns of the steering wheel to turn it from its maximum left to its maximum right stop. And the turning circle wall to wall is a decently tight 11.4 metres. What else? Well, avoid the base diesel or the petrol unit and you get a braked trailer capacity of up to 1,500 kilos. It's worth pointing out that pulling potential of this magnitude is rare in this sector. Bet you weren't expecting a van-based MPV to look as good as this. The 4th generation Caddy cargo van's sleeker looks translate well into this MPV model. It's offered in standard Caddy and plusher Caddy Life forms, the latter is what we have here, recognisable by 16-inch WN alloy wheels and black roof rails. As with the van, you get a choice of this standard short wheelbase version or the maxi long wheelbase body style. You'll obviously want the maxi version if you're looking for 7 seats, though a third seating row can also be added into the short wheelbase variant as an option. All variants get twin side sliding doors, but those on the maxi version, 844mm wide, are 143mm wider than the ones on this short wheelbase version. It's worth noting that this design is shared with Ford and their Tornado Connect model. Right, noting on the way that keyless access is now optional for Caddy owners, it's time to take a seat inside. If you're a Caddy regular, there'll be plenty to get used to here. Your main area of focus curves around your sight line, the section for the central infotainment screen flowing into the instrument binnacle layout, which you view through the spokes of a smartly redesigned capacitive steering wheel. This adjusts widely, like the seats, and on this Life model, these chairs are of the ergo comfort kind, which means they include electric lumbar support, an armrest, and have been approved by the AGR, the German Campaign for Healthy Backs Society. There's now the option of a digital cockpit instrument binnacle screen if you feel the need to upgrade from this conventional dial layout. The gauge is separated by the usual little black and white trip computer screen. You can also pay extra for this big 10-inch Discover Media central infotainment display, an enhancement over the smaller 6.5 and 8.25-inch composition screens fitted further down the range. This middle monitor gets crystal clear graphics, an always connected built-in eSIM, Wi-Fi connectivity and much improved voice control, but the sliders below it for volume and temperature are fiddly to use and climate functions are now screen-based. As you'd want, there's lots of cabin storage space, notably at the base of the centre stack and between the seats, plus both the door bins and the glove box are of a very decent size. On this Life model, you get useful under-seat drawers and a removable waste bin. Time to take a seat in the second row, where predictably it's comfortable for 2, but might be a bit of a squash for 3. There's lots of headroom though. As we said earlier, a set of third row chairs is an option, but as mentioned, we wouldn't recommend it for this standard wheelbase model. That option makes more sense with the maxi long wheelbase version. Well, what about luggage space? Well, in this standard wheelbase model in 5-seat format, you're looking at 1,213 litres of space, which grows to 1,720 litres with the maxi model, thanks to its extra 353mm of length. Fold the second row seats and it really does get van-like. 2,556 litres of space in this standard version, or 3,105 litres with the maxi model. The story here is that you get 2 spec levels, a basic minibus type version, the model badged merely Caddy, or an MPV that really feels much more like a car, the Caddy Life. Either way, as we said in our design section, there's the choice of either a short wheelbase model with the option of 7 seats, or a 7-seat long wheelbase maxi body style from which you can delete the third seating row if you really don't want it. Prices start at just over £26,000 for the Caddy short wheelbase, add around £2,200 to that if you want the Caddy Life version. Many will want to find the extra £1,500 Volkswagen wants for the long maxi versions, which obviously have much more space for the third seating row. But the longer maxi shape brings the cost up, of course, to around the £30,000 mark if you want a Caddy Maxi Life model, as many families will. Adding the third row package into the short wheelbase model costs just over £800 more. We can't really see why you do that, because it doesn't save much in the final analysis. With base Caddy spec, you are of course limited to the basics, though they do include a composition infotainment system with a 6.5-inch centre screen, twin side sliding doors and a very complete roster of camera safety kit. The Caddy Life variants, of course, offer much more, and as we said in our design section, visually Life spec is marked out by 16-inch WIN alloy wheels and black roof rails. Plus, you get LED rear tail lamps. With the Life version, you also get power folding mirrors and all-round parking sensors, while inside there's a removable waste bin and the seats get smarter Trialog upholstery. And at the front, feature lumbar support and sliding drawers. Life spec gets you a bigger 8.25-inch composition central infotainment screen with App Connect, enabling Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone mirroring, along with WeConnect Plus preparation so that you can interact with the screen and the car using your smartphone. Let's take a look at safety provision with this 5th generation Caddy. Now, you can get an immediate idea of camera safety provision by pressing the touch-sensitive assist button on the centre stack, which connects you through to Volkswagen's various IQ Drive camera features. There aren't actually many of them unless you pay extra. Probably the most significant standard one is front assist emergency braking, which incorporates Volkswagen's city emergency braking and pedestrian monitoring functions, so it can recognise both cyclists and people, automatically applying the brakes if the front camera thinks you're about to hit something and you haven't responded to system warnings. Also standard is a driver alert system that will warn you if it thinks you're getting drowsy at the wheel. Volkswagen also includes an automatic post-collision braking system, which activates after an impact, automatically braking the vehicle to hopefully prevent it from going on and hitting something else. And there's an eCall emergency system that will automatically alert the emergency services with your exact GPS location in the event that the airbags activate. Laudably, Volkswagen includes an airbag for the front passenger as well as for the driver, plus side and curtain airbags. Other passive safety features include brake assist and electronic brake force distribution to aid in emergency stops that will be advertised to following motorists by automatically activating hazard lights. There's also engine drag torque control, which keeps the vehicle from skidding if you change down too abruptly on a slippery surface, hill start assist, and also the usual electronic assistance for braking and stability control. As you'd expect, this Volkswagen delivers a frugal set of running cost returns. In standard Caddy form, the short wheelbase model in 2-litre TDI 102 PS manual form manages up to 58.9 mpg on the combined cycle and up to 126 grams per kilometre. For the 2-litre TDI 122 PS DSG Auto version, the figures are up to 54.4 mpg and 134 grams per kilometre. With the 1.5 TSI petrol manual model, it's up to 44.1 mpg and up to 144 grams per kilometre. These figures are only fractionally reduced if you choose either the Maxi body shape or the Life model spec. As for service intervals, the efficient engine range enables Volkswagen to offer service intervals spread quite far apart, every 18,600 miles or every 2 years, whichever comes first. Various service plans are of course available to spread the cost of maintenance, and there's a service section of the vehicle screen telling you when oil change, maintenance and inspections are due. You'll need to get the 15-litre AdBlue tank topped up as part of regular servicing too. And finally, there's the 3-year warranty. This one gets the cover package applicable to a Volkswagen van, so the mileage limit in this period is raised from 60 to 100,000 miles. There's also 3 years of pan-European roadside assistance, also included with no mileage restriction. The paintwork warranty lasts for 3 years and the Caddy is protected by a 12-year anti-corrosion body warranty. As an exercise in managing compromise, the Caddy people carrier is a triumph. Volkswagen has managed to keep prices reasonably competitive for this type of vehicle, while at the same time injecting enough sophistication to distance it from its light commercial roots. That it has done this without compromising practicality in any significant manner marks this Caddy MPV as one for the shortlist if you're after really sensible family transport. With its neat styling and rugged utility, this is a proper multi-role vehicle, and in 7-seat guys, it has more passenger space in the third row than you'd get from a 7-seat SUV costing maybe £10,000 more. In short, if you need a vehicle that can discharge some arduous family responsibilities and emerge unscathed, this one's well worth a look.